Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. And this is the Titans Talking Toys, everybody. Man, what a weekend it's going to be. A lot of things to discuss. But paramount to today's discussion, I wanted to touch on crowdfunding. Yeah, a lot of crazy things happening in the world of crowdfunding. And it's the question has to be asked now, like, is crowdfunding something of the past? Our corporate crowdfunding specifically, is it something that has to be re-examined? Because as it stands right now, we're starting to see some really interesting developments happening in the last couple of crowdfunds. I mean, normally when a crowdfund happens, people are excited and people are energized and they really want to get behind the product and really support that product. But the last couple of crowdfunds have not gone the way I think anybody expected. I think a lot of people were expecting home runs, pretty much like most developed crowdfunds have been going on for quite some time over the last couple of years. As a matter of fact, the motto that Haslab has for crowdfunds being, dream projects, these are being questioned now, right? Are the things that are being proposed for Haslabs, are they really dream projects? I mean, over the last couple of years, you could argue that the sail barge was definitely a dream project. The one item which actually kickstarted the whole idea of Haslab. You could say that Unicron was a dream project because those two types of things probably would never have been made if they didn't actually crowdfund them. And as a matter of fact, if you go through the history of both of those projects, it was a rocky road. The Katana really didn't actually fund until its final few days, and even then, it just barely made it. Which is why the Katana right now is a very sought-after item. It is very limited in numbers, and the thing is just absolutely massive. When you talk about a true scale example of something, that ship is absolutely massive. It dwarfs the Millennium Falcon. It dwarfs the Ghost. The Ghost is arguably of a decent size. I think the Ghost is definitely of a decent size. But the sheer girth and the sheer length of the Katana really does give you a presence of awe and wonder. Unicron, in a lot of ways, Unicron is very much the same. A lot of Transformers fans are going to say to everybody who's not a Transformers fan, is going to say it's a giant freaking beach ball, right? It's a giant beach ball which you can buy for 25 cents. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, maybe today you buy for $2, but it's a giant beach ball which basically surrounds a folded over robot, right? I mean, you can always argue that that's actually the case. But let's be fair. I mean, it is a marvel of engineering. How it actually was able to completely enclose a freaking gigantic robot into a huge round shell, right? The maw, the actual pincers, they do open and close. So there's a lot of engineering going in that, and it really was a triumph in a lot of ways. And then a few months later, Studio Cell comes and creates their own Unicron, and with a little bit more time and a little bit more, I think, space, they could have made that even better. But its size was really the big thing about that particular Studio Cell release, right? Then they had the pumpkin, they had a whole bunch of different releases. But anyway, Transformers is its own different beast, but that was a dream project. Now you go back, to the Cookie Monster. I mean, does anybody even remember that the Cookie Monster was actually a Haslab, that it was a crowdfunded project? I think that is one of those projects that Hasbro just wants to forget about completely. They don't even list it in any sort of historical archive anymore. It's not a Hasbro Pulse. You cannot even archive that. It's really just a shame. And it did not hit the mark. It did not hit the mark. And as an adult collectible, it just was something that I don't think the market was ready for. Fast forward to today, where NECA is actually releasing, Sesame Street action figures and Same thing with Blockies, I think, is also doing the same thing. It's amazing how the cyclical nature of nostalgia has come full circle. I argue that today a Cookie Monster, I don't know about a Haslab, but a Cookie Monster puppet would probably do well in today's climate. And then the next sort of Haslabs came. You know, we had the Marvel Legends Haslab, which of course was the Sentinel, and I suppose that at the time seemed like a dream project. But then you think about today, we have an arguably similar scale Sentinel for the X-Men 97, and it's more or less the same thing, right? But this is what Haslabs are able to do for Hasbro. They're able to create concepts which they can prove as proven concepts, and then apply them to actual products, which is basically what happened with the 97 Sentinels, right? But the dream portion of that, the dream portion of the Sentinels was the dream project. And then, of course, Galactus followed suit afterwards, the largest, I think to date, if I'm not mistaken, the largest Marvel Legends figure to date, right? And he's absolutely massive. They took what they learned from the Sentinel and applied it to Galactus. And they actually improved it because, as many of you guys will remember, the Sentinel actually had problems with its knees and its legs. And then we had all of the Transformers, the follow-up Transformers Haslabs. And to their credit, it really has been home run after home run after home run for Transformers. And it's kind of funny. In the whole mythos of crowdfunding, Transformers is at the lowest end of the totem pole because, again, I guess Transformers in itself is such a global brand that people just don't recognize it as, dream projects anymore, right? They're wonderful projects which people are very excited for. They're very well funded, but they're also on the lower end of the cost scale, right? The other than Unicron so far, the Transformers has been actually the most affordable. And then came G.I. Joe. And G.I. Joe basically broke the mold on everything. It literally broke the absolute mold on the whole concept of Haslab. Quite literally, the Hiss Tank, a lot of people would argue that the Hiss Tank could have come to a retail market and done well. And I agree. I agree that the Hiss Tank probably could have done really, really well. But it exceeded all expectations on its first time around and literally smashed through them, through the roof. This set up the stage for the next set of Haslab projects for G.I. Joe, the Dragonfly, the Rattler, and now, of course, the Snowcat. And then we get to Star Wars. We're going to bring it all the way back to Star Wars, which actually started this whole Haslab situation, the whole dream project of Haslabs. And Star Wars has had a rocky road. It has had one hell of a rocky road. After the successful fund of the Katana, they started looking into newer projects for Vintage Collection as well as Black Series. And their first Black Series project, which really should have been a home run, it should have easily been a home run, was not executed well at all. And it did bring up the question, is this a dream project? Is this a action figure which cannot be done at retail or should be done at retail? And I think that really is the question that a lot of people have been starting to ask about Haslabs. Should many of these projects just go to retail? If you bring a Rancor at that size to retail, the argument in many cases is it's too big. The box is way too oversized. No retailer wants to carry that, save maybe a Toys R Us or maybe someone like Big Bad Toy Store, who is an online retail only. And of course, when we go to retail for like large scale companies like Mattel, like Hasbro, they want a retail presence in Targets, in Walmarts, in Best Buy, in multiple different areas that really do move products as they could. And it failed spectacularly. It was an absolute dismal failure. Setting up the stage for another, dream project. Again, very questionable. for the Marvel's first, I guess, miss, really, right? The Engine of Vengeance, which already started off its entire campaign on a short leg. I mean, a lot of people were like, if you're going to celebrate the 60th anniversary, the 80th anniversary, right? The 80th anniversary of Ghost Rider, why do it with the most recent iteration of a Ghost Rider? That was really the question on a lot of people's minds. The Engine of Vengeance itself, the car was spectacular. It was a beautiful rendition of the car. It was incredible. But again, it was one of those questions. Why was it a Haslab project? Right? Lights and sound, you know what I mean? The accessories that came with everything seemed great. It seemed amazing, right? The inclusion of Robbie Reyes, right, and Mephisto, right? The questionable concept of Mephisto as well as Madeline Pryor, characters who really have no association with the Ghost Rider in this iteration. There was a lot of questions in this, and I think that really did confuse the market, and I think that was really what happened in that scenario. So now the question continues to arise: was the Engine of Vengeance really necessary as a Haslab? Because shortly thereafter, not even a few months after the announcement of the Engine of Vengeance, McFarlane decides to talk about, hey, we want to release a Batmobile in 1/6 scale. And they did in short order. And it came in at, I believe, at the time for the Flash Batmobile, it was sub $100, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly. If I'm remembering this correctly, I do believe that the McFarlane Batmobile for the Flash was actually sub $100, flying in the face of what was conceived of as 6-inch vehicles. So the question then again, and it went to retail. That one actually went into stores. I found it at Walmart. I think a lot of people found it at Target. So the question just continued to come up. Are these actually dream projects? And then, of course, Mattel starts getting into the crowdfunding game with its Masters Universe. Eternia. Eternia was an incredible project. Again, a one-of-a-kind situation where we already knew just how sought after Eternia is in the collector market, and they priced it accordingly as far as it was to the market in question. And that brings up its own situation. Should you be pricing collectible items on the current vintage market? And we're going to get back to that in a second, because that seems to be the overall question in today's crowdfunding situations. Fast forwarding to today, and I will get to some comments in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. But I did want to mention this while it's still fresh in our minds here. If we look at today's the landscape of today's crowdfunding, the most recent crowdfund that just passed, the Snake Lair, directly the very next crowdfund after Eternia, essentially, $300 for a playset, which is larger than both Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain in its origin scale. But this actually has gone through its own sort of whirlwind. Its first iteration was, I guess, rejected is not what I would say. I would say it was not what fans wanted. The first iteration of the Snake Lair was not what fans were expecting. And they went back to the drawing board and came up with something which was much closer, much more indicative of what the fans had voted on, because this was part of the Eternia's choice. So now we have a playset, which arguably is about 1/3. No, I'll be a little bit more generous than that. 1/4 the size, like a quarter less the size of the original playset that was proposed. A quarter less the size. Actually, no. I'm more correct in saying 1/3. 1/3 less the size of the original playset that was originally conceived. But asking what many would have thought of, because of the survey, the same price, just based on the survey. And I think that the market responded in kind. As a matter of fact, there was even a last-minute pivot on the offerings, offering Lady Slither as the early bird as the early bird tier, then having the Snorse included with the castle, with the fortress, if it was unlocked, which was a marvelous move in my opinion, absolutely marvelous. And then the final stretch goal being High Priest Pythonus. And try as we might, try as I might, try as anybody would, we couldn't quite get to Lord Pythonus at $300. And it is a damn shame, considering the history that is actually the mythos that's actually involved with High Priest Pythonus, as illustrated through the live stream that was done by the Mattel Master Universe team. It is kind of unfortunate. Only reaching 6,576 backers of a 6,000 backer goal, but well short of the 8,000 backers needed to unlock High Priest Pythonus. So as it stands right now, if anybody ever gets a hold of this prototype, let's just say that this prototype is worth its weight in gold, everybody. Absolutely insane. Lady Slither's no slouch either. There are only around less than 6,000 Lady Slithers, skeletal Lady Slithers in existence, or will be. So there's a lot of rarity to go around here. Even the set itself, even the play set itself, only hit around 6,000 backers. I do believe that's only 4,000. That's only 2,000 more than Eternia's original release in its vintage form. Incredibly low numbers here. Incredibly low numbers. So something's going on with crowdfunding. Something is absolutely happening with crowdfunding. As a matter of fact, the latest G.I. Joe iteration of the Snowcat, as successful as it has been now, the reality is that leading up to it, there was actually questions from the entire community whether or not this would even make its minimum funding goal. But in the last few days, the last week, in fact, it surpassed all expectations and then literally blew the doors off the barn again. Showcasing the fact that the G.I. Joe brand is just that strong in 2025. It is ridiculous. Time for a movie, maybe? This is a really good indication for G.I. Joe. But on the last of corporate crowdfund, arguably, of the year for Haslab, the same cannot be said, or can it, for the Vintage Collection LAAT Gunship. This is an interesting case once again, as the trajectory that the Haslab for Star Wars is still on the same trajectory as G.I. Joe. And in the next few days, we're going to see if the Gunship has the same legs as G.I. Joe and will possibly blow the doors off of this as well. I am still on the fence on this, and I still do have the opinion that it might reach its actual minimum funding, but I'm not really confident in its ability to actually reach its stretch goals. So we will find out in the next 4 days how it is. But in 3 days, 8 hours, and 41 minutes, this project will end. And at current hitting refresh at current pace, it is now climbing slowly again, but it is back on the increase. It's now at 5,297 backers. Yesterday, around this time, it was just under 4,000 backers, which is just half of the actual goal required. As we know, these tend to really skyrocket in the last few days, but there is a lot of questioning. There's a lot of doubt and a lot of speculation that the final few unlocked Jedi that are to be unlocked in this campaign, there's a lot of questions as to whether or not we will reach 10,000 backers for Coleman Trebor, 12,000 backers for Ceci Tin. I know I'm mispronouncing these guys. Apologies for that. And of course, the final crown jewel of the entire collection, 14,000 backers for Agen Kolar. These, of course, were the fallen Jedi who lost. I believe they did not survive the battle of the clones. Not sure. Like, somebody can correct me. I'm pretty sure someone's correcting me right now, but I do believe that they are fallen Jedi on on the Attack of the Clones. So, but I'm pretty sure everyone's going to correct me on that. But this obviously is leading to the question: is bigger necessarily better, right? Because the latest move by Haslab is to indicate just how big this is in comparison to the 2013 Republic Gunship. And that's the key. You know, the old saying, it's not how big it is, it's how you use it. Is this a case where bigger is not necessarily better? We're going to find out in the next 3 days. But I think a lot of people are banking on the idea, particularly Star Wars fans, that this particular gunship will fund. Whether or not it is with all the tiers remains to be seen. But I am actually of the opinion it probably will fund, but I don't know how far it will actually get. So we're all on bated breath and trying to figure out what the heck is going on with crowdfunding in the corporate system. Because as is normally the case, crowdfunding traditionally is bent, honestly, for for independent projects. At least that's what the original intention was. So a lot of questions to go around. Huge shout out to Darth Wizzy Wizard for the $3 super sticker. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. Please ask me a question. I would love to answer any questions you have, Darth Wizzy Wizard. Looking, and you know what? Here's one. I sent you a super sticker on your stream, on your other stream, LOL. That's okay, brother. Appreciate it. Always good. And yeah, corporate Hasbro has abandoned the retail market. The exclusive is Walmart and Target. Won't carry anything, vehicle or even diorama size items right now. Amazon does though. Strange that should be the case. It is a really strange situation when something like that actually happens. But you're not wrong, Darth Wizzy Wizard. I think that you're definitely on that indication. And on that note, that the exclusive is Walmart and Target, right? This weekend, obviously, what it marks the return of course I don't have it up, but it marks the return of the Target Geek Out. And I have gone on multiple times in saying that I don't really understand the need for the Target Geek Out, right? Possibly back during the lockdowns, the pandemic, and everything like that, it might have made sense, right, to celebrate by not being there physically. But those days are well past us. And now, as I said in the past, and I still say today, I still think that this is something of a marketing initiative, and I'm not really into that type of predatory marketing. However, on hindsight now, with the idea of Haslabs and crowdfunding and all of this with exclusives that don't go to retail, could these Target Geek Outs, Walmart Collector Cons, Hasbro Pulse Cons, right? What's it called? Mattel. They have a live stream of their own. I can't remember what it is now. It's I think like design or something. Are maybe those where these exclusives or items that could go to retail? Maybe that's where these things should start to reside. The question is an interesting one and fascinating as well. But I guess time will tell. As right now, the crowdfunding situation seems to be teetering on an edge, depending on the actual property. Ethereum Wasabi, hold up. Does this say Shira? I got to hear this. Does it say Shira? It doesn't say Shira. I guess it's me so far. Dave Sinelli, going to have to check this out later. We've been getting evening crowdfunding late, evening crowdfunded lately. Yes, which is strange. You would think that they would want people awake while crowdfunds actually happen, but this is an interesting situation. Low but done. Yes, it did get its final numbers, and we are fully getting the Snake Lair. So there we go. Greg Martinez, what's going on, Greg? How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Pop culture and chaos. The Snake Lair and Gunship didn't appeal to me from day one. I have never owned a Gunship, and I don't feel the need to own the Haslab version. Snake's Lair, meh, zero interest. Which is another situation, because there are a lot of theories that, the Attorney's Choice might have been a case where people voted 6, 7, 10, 20, 30 times just to pad the numbers in order to get that thing across the finish line. Darth Wizard, agreed, Jay. Thank you, brother. It's a very, very strange situation going on right now. So what now? What do we do? PCIC, they're badass, bro. Once again, Darth Wizard, thank you for the $3 super sticker, my friend. You're amazing. Ethereum Wasabi. Jay, with all due respect, you're looking pretty good. Hair trim that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And of course, with all just you didn't have to preface it with that. That was okay. I appreciate that, bro. Hal Jordan. Interesting thumbnail, Hal. Jeez Louise. There's a kid's show. Star Wars Haslab failed because they choose to do stuff that no one gives a crap about, or they a crap about. I say crap because I say crap all the time. Or they don't add enough value for the obscene price. Interesting. But is that now a case of what's been happening globally, right? That seems to be an interesting question. Pop culture and chaos. If they're Wasabi, they can be all bad arse they want, but if they don't appeal to me, I control my collections and not the other way around. Zero FOMO. If I don't want it, that's it. Dead. Yeah, that's a very definitive statement. Darth Wizard. Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Hal Jordan, again with the thumbnail. Mattel has proved that Jurassic Park dino retail space doesn't matter. Hasbro is just... Well, there's an interesting comment as well. Because Jurassic Park is gigantic. So that, Hal brings up a very good point. Maybe it's not a question of retail space. Maybe it is just a question of being brave. Ethereum Wasabi, and that's correct. I curate my stuff, hence the name, bro. Star Wars did screw up. Yeah, you're right. That's Steed from the Snake Lair, though. Absolutely in love with it. Absolutely, my friend. Let's see here. Pop culture chaos. Ethereum Wasabi, with MOTU, if an item didn't come out like the original, I don't purchase it. I don't care what it is. Original characters only, as far as I'm concerned. Some people are like that. Some people in their collections, just want the original release. In particular for Origins. Ethereum Wasabi, the most intricate sets, chains, extra parts. Oh my god, come on, so good. I agree. I think it's a really wonderful set, and I really hope one day they might release it in a different form, maybe, so everyone else can have one. Ralph Riggin. Snake Lair version 2 was overpriced. It was the price of version 1. We should have gotten all tiers, even though I bought 2. Well, Ralph, you got two more. You got 2 more than everybody else. That much is true. Ryan Wimmer. The Snake Lair was pricey, and many MOTU fans get happy over nostalgia, and I don't want new things. That's why they're very whiny. I got to be careful with you guys, because if I read it too fast, I might get in trouble here. Ralph Riggin. Also, these crowdfunds happen all the time, specifically if you're fans of multiple groups. This is true, and there's a lot of crossover. So doing multiple crowdfunds at the same time really is unfortunate. Tariq, there isn't a monoculture in collecting these collecting these modern brands. Star Wars is split between 5 and 6 era and 3 collections in Hasbro. Interesting. Toy Cartel. Do you think we'll ever hit the 8K backer counts? Sorry, late to the chat. Do you think it will even hit the? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Mario. I'm not sure, Toy Cartel. I really don't know. Myself, I think it will. I think it will hit the 8K. I'm not sure it will hit even the first tier. It might. In these last 3 days, anything can happen. We've seen it. The Snowcat is a clear-cut example of that. Rotex Hippie. Will the fallen figures be able to stand on a shelf? Good one. Oh, that was a good one. What are fallen figures? They fell in battle, guys. They fell in battle. Pop culture chaos. All right, you guys are having like these crazy side conversations, so we're just gonna keep moving on. You guys keep talking. Darth Wizard. I love Jada Street Fighter line. Jada. I love Jada Street Fighter line. Need to get that Blanca. Woo! Where is he? There he is. Woo! And the Vega next. Vega's up there. We're going to take a quick look at those later. Richard Lawrence. Why can't they make playsets for the new Eternia and MOTU Thundercats figures? Well, that depends on sales and how well the line has been doing. Pardon me. Unfortunately, the Thundercats line has since ended. So it is just one of those cases where... Sorry, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Master Universe, the Turtles and Grayskull line has ended. So unfortunately, we probably will not see any vehicles or figures or playsets from Master Universe and 2000 and Master Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. New Eternia, though, they're still in the running for sure. And MOTU X Thundercats, if it starts to do really, really well, we can definitely see playsets. Yes, I hope so, because they've been teasing Duncan, they've been teasing Tila, they've been teasing many the Sorceress, they've teased the army of Skeletor. I really am hoping that the very next one, because Blade did come out, so we are subject to another set of figures for sure. Alejandro Valdez, Jay, do you think that Mattel will add more items to the crowdfund voting list now that there are a few items have already been made? And I suspect that the CCC attack track is next. I would love that. I would love that. I hope so. I really do hope so. I hope that obviously a slot for the Fright Zone has been taken. The Snake Lair has been taken. So, right now we have that Horde troop carrier, as well as the Horde Tower and the attack track. So yeah, there's at least 2 more spots, maybe even more. You never know. Greg Martinez, Mattel shields are strong on the street. Welcome back, Greg. Good to see you. Pop culture and chaos. Wasabi, I enjoy the hobby. That's why I do it. Yes, of course. And Snell's World, the great Snell's World is here. Jay, we are still Charlie and the Music Shop playsets. We still Charlie and the Music Shop playset from the 1987 movie. That's going to be good. That is good. Good to see you, Snell. I hope to see you at Jolanta. That would be awesome, brother. So, guys, the question does remain: what is your overall idea for crowdfunds? Do you think that they're necessary? Do you think that we actually need them in this time where we're back, from being locked down and all these projects, as was mentioned earlier? If we have dinosaurs, just absolutely gargantuan dinosaurs that take up a lot of retail space, why can't we have a Rancor in the aisles? Why can't we have Sentinels in the aisles? What's stopping it, right? And if you think about it, many mom and pop comic book stores, many big bad toy store, a lot of these retailers do carry these gigantic items. So what's stopping them from being at retail? Just very, very strange. So guys, leave those comments in the comment section below, and of course chime in on the chat. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But today actually, before we get to that, I do want to thank our sponsor, Titan Toys, for sponsoring this episode. Guys, Titan Toys is your one-stop shop for action figures all year round. Give them a like and tell them that Jay and the Titan Stuff and Toys sent you. Of course, you might be noticing that I'm missing my co-host, Danny Green. It's not here today. He's busy because Titan is busy. They've been getting all new action figures. They are literally inundated with action figures and new arrivals. As a matter of fact, just turning around and taking a look at everything behind me, oh my God, there is just a smorgasbord of brand new figures, including, of course, the great Jada, Vega, or Balrog, or Claw, depending on which country you come from. He looks absolutely amazing. Oh my God. I love the way he looks. He looks literally like he jumped off of the video game screen. And of course, I love the box art on the Jada figures. They just look so good. I mean, look at that mug. He's almost cross-eyed there. Can I use my claw? He's got 2 different sets. He's got 2 head sculpts. He has 2 head sculpts, one with the mask on and the other one with the mask off. He also has a separate mask, which he can hold in his hand. He has his claw, which is available on his hand. The detached claw, which, of course, if you played the game, it falls off if you hit him enough times while he's blocking. And, of course, he has his clawed hands. They actually have little long fingernails. So great stuff. Amazing to see Vega, Claw, or Balrog, depending on which country you come from. Awesome. These are available right now on TitanToys.com. And speaking of Street Fighter figures, we would be amiss if we didn't talk about the great Blanca. Oh my God, this guy's freaking huge. Look at the size. Look at the size of this guy. I mean, take a look at him versus, jeez Louise. Like that is just ridiculous. That is incredible. Great figure, huge, chunky, very heavy. but he has the look of a winner, man. Look at that. Love the screaming face. That, of course, is the face of Blanca. Holy crap, he looks amazing. Comes with 2 swappable hands, as well as his full field of electricity. This guy's incredible. I love it. He is freaking amazing. Blanca from Street Fighter Ultra Final Challengers. This thing's amazing. Only the face of mother could love, of course. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, he looks in freaking sane, and he is a beefy boy. He's absolutely, like, seriously, look at the size difference. That's just staggering. As a matter of fact, if I grab Sagat, just grab it right now. These two are just a pair, man. Like standing on his full, standing upright. Sorry, I was gonna say erect, but and I just said it. Standing upright, he rivals Sagat in height. I think Sagat is just barely a little bit taller than Blanca, and that's because Blanca has hair. Sagat, of course, with no hair, he just towers over everybody, man. That's just crazy. All these are available right now on TitanToys.com, guys. This is crazy. Don't sleep on these guys either. These guys are raring to go, and you really should grab them as quickly as you can. But on the other side of the front, we do have more G.I. Joe classified figures, including Crystal Ball. Yeah, he was really hard to get originally when people were trying to get him at Target, and people were just losing their minds trying to get Crystal Ball. But we have him here at TitanToys.com. Richard King. He's a. I could make a joke about Richard right now, but anyway, that's okay. He is the Crystal Ball. Richard's got balls, and very excited to be able to have these guys in stock and ready to go. Of course, Vega. Like a lot of people have been waiting for Vega. Vega's been a really big favorite for a long time. We also have from Fonjoy. Really, really fun characters arriving. We have the Superman movie edition of Superman. And this one is officially licensed, as you can see there, DC Warner Brothers. 1/9? 1 of 9, I guess? Don't know what that 1/9 is for. No, he is 1/9 scale. What is 1/9 scale? That's something I've never understood. What is a 1/9 scale? He looks amazing, but according to my producer, there's something missing on this Superman. If anybody can actually name what's missing on the Superman, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a contest or something. I don't know. But seriously, apparently there's something missing on the Superman, and I will hold him here for a little bit so you guys can try to figure it out. But something apparently is missing on the Superman. Guys, let me know what you think. What is missing on Superman? It's crazy. And to make it even easier for you guys, because he's got 2 dogs. He's got 2 puppies. So, I don't know. Apparently, right there, he has attachments. Where are the attachments? So, again, something's up. Apparently, there is something missing on this Superman. So, let me know, guys. What do you think is missing on the Superman? Because apparently something's missing. I don't know. But I'll give you guys one last chance to have a look at Superman. And what do you think is missing off of the Superman? My producer told me something was missing. He still hasn't told me what it is exactly. But he said that something is missing off of Superman. All right. Let me know, and we'll find out. Maybe next week we'll do a prize or something like that. And we're getting even more rare items. Whoa, that figure is going to drop. Don't drop. Don't die. There we go. Apparently, we have even rare figures coming in to the Titan Toys. We have this Wolverine from Variant Play Arts, designed by Hitoshi Kondo. And man, this thing's freaking. Apparently, this is a rare figure. Can't get them anymore. But he is available here at TitanToys.com, and he looks sick. He looks absolutely sick. This guy is freaking awesome, man. Here he goes. He's definitely an interesting variant on Wolverine. And he's one of a kind, man. Like, seriously. If you guys have been looking for the Variant Play Arts edition of Wolverine, there he is. Available right now on TitanToys.com. very, very cool. It's got a magnetic sleeve, actually. You can see that. So satisfying. Awesome. In freaking pro. And of course, Titan Toys is your one-stop shop for action figures all year round. They are getting so many brand new items. As a matter of fact, we just got a shipment of ramen razors here. It just never stops, everybody. The ramen razors continue to pile up. And guys, head over to Titan Toys right now. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. We have up for order right now the amazing Yamaguchi Rev-Attack Harley Quinn black and red version. This was an exclusive at SDCC, I do believe, and she looks absolutely stunning. We have also added brand new pre-orders, including the Haya Mini G.I. Joe Stuart Outback. So this, of course, is a 1/16 scale. Yeah, this one's like really tiny. The Haya the Mini G.I. Joe Bazooka. These guys look so detailed for their size. I mean, this is just crazy. We have the entire dramatic capture series for the Decepticons Part 2, which includes the 3 Insecticons as well as Skywarp. Looking so good. The amazing Yamaguchi Attack on Titan Jaw Titan. Look at that guy, just wrong on so many levels. We also have the pre-order for the Star Wars Black Series Anakin Skywalker. This is the same Anakin Skywalker that was included in the SDCC exclusive Battle on Mustafa. So great to see him by himself without the actual platform. And of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We also have the Black Series Ahsoka version of Anakin Skywalker in the TV series. Looking so good. The Hot Wheels pre-order for the RLC Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute version. And my personal favorite, because you guys know I love Ultra Magnus, my absolute favorite Transformer of all time, the Missing Link, meaning he can bend his freaking knees, man. Like, seriously. This, it just enthralls me. He can do the same pose that he did on the box art. I remember as a kid thinking to myself, this thing's a chunk. He literally is just a brick. And I still loved him all the same. But now he can actually move around and do so many good things. Mondo is getting into the game once again with Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler 1/6 scale action figure. This guy is ridiculous. Comes with a little mini version of himself. So much fun. We have Mega Man Zero first edition plastic kit series from Kotobukiya. And we have the Dark Knight Batman 1/12 collection action figure from Mezco. This thing's looking sick. That's Christian Bale right there. Man, he looks pretty awesome, I gotta say. And I do believe, well, these are actually on order, but we do have the X Transbots. These are the, if I'm not mistaken, masterpiece versions of Gravedigger. So good to see him and available in stock. And so many other available for pre-order, guys, as well as Doctor Doom, Fantastic Series, Emperor Doom, Cammy, which is, this one's a lot of people have been looking for, the Jada Cammy Player 2 edition. A lot of people have been waiting for this figure for so long. And we even have Shohei Watani in the 32-inch resin statue. This is amazing. We are also the official distributors of Mask in Canada. Mask. Everything is available for pre-order, including the Thunderhawk, the Condor, the high-tech helicopter Switchblade, and, of course, the Mobile Defense Unit, the Rhino. But T-Bob and Scott Tracker are completely sold out for the Mobile Defense Unit SDCC exclusive. We don't know if we're going to be getting those back in, but keep Titan Toys bookmarked for just that occasion. We're also taking pre-orders for Icon Hero Zujitsu, as well as trading cards. If you guys are into trading cards, you've got to come to TitanToys.com. It's Pokemon City over here, guys. It's absolutely crazy. Also, guys, more figures have been literally landing hot off the truck. As I said, and I knew this, the Gravedigger did actually show up here at TitanToys.com. I saw it in the back. So he's available right now in stock, along with the amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn, the Attack on Titan. Which one is this guy? It is Attack on Titan with bonus part. No, this is Aaron. It's Aaron, the Aaron Titan. We also have this crazy first player version of the Green Street female figure 1/6. Of course, it's Cammy. We know it's Cammy. And of course, we do have Revoltech's Toy Story Woody version 1.5. guys, don't sleep on these. These are going to go fast. And if you do have if you do qualify for the buy now, pay later program, you can buy as many action figures as you want and not have to pay for them until they actually ship. This is a great program, especially if you are looking to save on shipping costs, as well as we have a Titan Toys hoarding program, which is another service where you can buy as many figures as you want. And if you don't qualify for the $250 shipping, you can keep them here at Titan Toys until you qualify for $250 in Canada only. Now, this is, of course, because of the tariff situation and border situation. Once this starts to rectify itself, we will take a look again at free shipping for America. But things are kind of in a rocky road situation right now, so let's not hold our breaths. Also, we have a great rewards program here at Titan Toys. Just by signing up, you can earn up to 200 points towards the purchase of a new action figure. For every dollar you spend, you accrue 2 points when you purchase items on Titan Toys. And if you want additional points for free, all you have to do is follow them on TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram for 100 points each for every new social media you follow. It's a wonderful points program, one of the best in the industry. And of course, you can earn points to earn your way towards a new action figure. Guys, I want to thank Titan Toys for sponsoring this episode. It's been great hanging out with you. And getting back to it, we're going to talk a little bit about what some of the debacles that happened at the Target. My apologies. The Target Fall Geek Out. And you guys know how I feel about the Target Fall Geek Out. But just before we get started with that, let's just say hi to everybody who's in the chat, who's chimed in, because you guys are always great. It's always great to hang out with you guys. Ryan Weir, I'd like crowdfunds of Filmation, Fright Zone, or Eternal's Palace. Yes, I totally agree on that. That would be amazing. Darth Wizzy Wizard, exactly. Yep. JSL, crowdfunds are okay, but as MOTU fans, as MOTU is my fan concern, it is something that you get the sensation that the item of the fans want are not the ones that are chosen, i.e., the Snake Lair versus the attack track. I feel somewhat the same way. As a matter of fact, some of the designers have admitted that they voted for the attack track. Crazy. Toy Monkey Customs. Hey, Jay, I'm a bit shocked you didn't order the Snake Lair, but I really hope you have someone who got two and can pass one on to you as soon as your MOTU convention is done. Where did you hear that? Just kidding. I know where you heard it. But yes, it would be really nice if that was the case. I don't know anybody who would have ordered two. That's kind of crazy. But you never know. Toy Monkey Customs. Thank you, brother. Ralph Riggins. The Power of Grayskull Gigantosaurus. Yes, that would be an incredible crowdfund. Ethereum Wasabi. I love Vega. Oh, he's so good, right? Hot Rod 2188. Hey, Jay, what's going on, Hot Rod? Good to see you. Snell's World. I find it interesting that the Snake Lair and Fright Zone were part of the same poll. One of them was a crowdfund, and the other one was not, and went to retail shelves. Good point, Snell. Very good point. That actually is an incredible point. Don't be booing G.I. Joe and Ethereum Wasabi. Come on. Ralph Riggin. It's a belt buckle. Oh! Is that right, Ralph? Is that right? Interesting. We shall find out in a minute. Ethereum Wasabi. A sample of kryptonite. Extra hands? Extra head. I think those are in the back. Jordan from Canada. MJR. What's going on, dude? How you doing tonight? Alejandro Valdez. Love that Blanca. Yes. Ethereum Wasabi. Blanca is badass. Oh, man. He's freaking huge. He's freaking huge. Ethereum Wasabi. I don't hate. I just got Baris, the new Ventress. Nice. And Sath, Amateur Hour. Hey, everybody. What's going on, Sath? Snell's World. I want to crowdfund that 1987's Castle Grayskull, or at least the Throne Room. Yes, I totally agree. So, guys, that would be an incredible crowdfund. And I'm going to highlight a creator who's actually done that very thing. So, guys, today was the Target Fall Geek Out. And many of you guys know my relationship with Target Fall Geek Out. I am really not that much of a fan of these marketing ploys. I'll put it that way. I'll be nice today. And today they listed something which I thought was absolutely stellar. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get them here at Titan Toys as well, because we have had the DX line here at Titan Toys. It was announced that the LJN versions of the Thundercats are going to come to the DX line beginning with Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats, and the first edition ever of Snarf in LJM form. Now, both of these were listed at an exorbitant price when we first checked it out this morning on my video. I hope you guys will check that out. Guys, would you believe that these things were listed for a whopping $399, $399,000 and $300. I'm tripping over myself here. $399,135.99. This was actually the price that everyone woke up to this morning, and you could pre-order at this level. I actually have some photos of people who tried and quickly retracted their order. Man, $400,000 for Lord Lion-O in his LJN style. Not that he's not worth it. I mean, he is on the new pinless body, guys, and he looks absolutely fabulous. I love the error on the actual Thundercat symbol, exactly the way it looks like on my version of Lion-O, and his red claw shield and red sword of omens. But I think I'm going to have to abstain from a $399,000 price tag, $400,000 for this Thundercat. Luckily, and this was actually the same price for Snarf too. Snarf was listed at a whopping $399,000. I will actually say that for the proper price of $35, Snarf is lacking in the accessories department. Snarf is lacking, period. This is a $35 figure. It's supposed to be a budget figure. I would have really appreciated it if they added a couple of pieces of candy fruit, which is what I said with the Ultimates edition, right? And at least with the Ultimates edition, you had extra hands, you had extra heads, right? You had, candy fruit. This edition of Snarf is incredibly lacking. He literally only comes with 2 additional items, and one of those is a freaking satchel where you're supposed to put his candy fruit. I am really questioning the value proposition of this. And yes, he is much cheaper than the Ultimates edition, but really, the Ultimates edition has so much more than this version. So, man, at $399,000, I think they could have, included something else with Snarf. I don't think it's too much to ask. And luckily, a few hours ago, they did actually correct the price, and they're now listed at the proper $34.99 for Lord Lion-O and Snarf. But I did think that was an absolute hilarious moment. And honestly, because of the idea of FOMO and the way these things work for pre-orders, I think they missed out on a lot of sales early this morning when this was listed. And it's great to know that they've actually corrected this. As a matter of fact, I don't think they've sold out at all. I think they're still available for pre-order. Taking a look at Lion-O. He's still available for pre-order right now. No surprise on that, especially considering the fact that his first listing just would not have solicited any orders, I think. And, I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly, but is Snarf available? I wonder if Snarf sold out before Lion-O. This actually is the first time Snarf has ever been available in LJN colors, but the answer is no. He is still available for pre-order right now. If you want to save money, guys, before it starts going back up to $399,000, you're best to actually order him right now at $34.99. But then again, that is the conundrum that we face with this Target geek out, because as many of us know, much of the time these things start showing up at Target itself before they get mailed out to the pre-order, and that's always been a bit of a sore spot for many people who are collectors as they wake up at the crack of dawn to actually get their chance picking up these figures. Crazy, everybody. Let me know in the comment section below, and of course the chat. Do you guys enjoy this Target Geek Out or any of these, Walmart Comic Cons or anything like these conventions online? Which, do they serve a purpose anymore? Are they actually a legitimate conventions or exclusive? Are the exclusives worth it that are actually offered on these holothons, on these Walmart Collecticons, on these conventions that aren't really conventions? What are your thoughts about that, guys? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. But for me, I just don't deal with it. Number one, I'm in Canada, so shipping up here just is ridiculous with Target or Walmart. So I just kind of wait until Titan Toys gets them, because Titan Toys always gets them. So it's a wink moment right there for sure. Ethereum Wasabi. I just got Star for $35. Woo! Good stuff. Now for $399,000. Thank God. He's articulated at least. Yes, this is true. And at least $35, not $55. Now I hate it. I want the candy fruit. I know. Jordan from Canada. Sorry to say, snarf. JFC, Jordan from Canada. Guys, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you here at Titans Talking Toys. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts about the actual state of the crowdfunding market? Should it be reserved for real projects which are done by real creators, struggling to actually get the funding that they need to make their dreams come true? Or is this a means to the end for these dream projects? And I do mean dream projects, because there are projects that I would consider dream projects. There are projects which, I don't know, maybe they're not so much, or could go to retail. I think the Rancor could definitely go to retail 100%. It's just a feeling I had. A lot of people would say that the Engine of Vengeance could have gone to retail. There's a lot of things. And when McFarlane made that Batmobile first, and now every single Batmobile since, you really got to wonder exactly what's going into it. But I do have to say, they are lacking in accessories for the McFarlane vehicles. Kelly Cox, sorry, nothing but a marketing ploy. I agree. Ryan Ventek puts the con in convention. Ooh, I see what you did there, Ryan. And Harry Wasabi, hey, they all were, Jay. They were all dream projects. What the F? So you say. Guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Please, guys, do us all a favor. Do me a favor. Do us all a favor. And definitely check out TitanToys.com. We really do want to thank them for their support here of the Titan Talking Toys episodes, and of course, Mega J Retro and Danny Green Collects. We will be heading to Joe Lanta later this year to do some amazing celebrations with the G.I. Joe alumni, and of course, Titan Toys is supporting us all the way. We really want to support Titan Toys. Please give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you, and check out some of their brand new pre-orders that are just went up. And of course, they are your one-stop shop for toy news all year round. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that the Titan Talking Toys sent you. Guys, I want to thank you all for hanging out this afternoon. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey. Be proud, everybody. Take care.